Okay, so today I wanted to test out some hot new makeup releases, things that are already going viral and getting so much hype online. I thought I would apply everything on camera and see how the products perform and let you know what I think. So I did pick up the new Natasha Denona palette, which looks so gorgeous. I can't wait to wear this. I wore green today, thinking that it would coordinate well with the palette. So I can't wait to apply this to the eyes. I also grabbed the new Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. I was watching some videos on TikTok of him applying this to different people, and it looked amazing on everyone. I did grab the new Natasha Denona concealer as well. I wasn't going to buy this initially, but every time I see someone talk about it, they rave about it and they say it's like their favorite concealer ever. So it did intrigue me. I got a few products from e.l.f. that I'm excited to try as well, although I saw they just launched even more products. Something from Glow Recipe, an LYS mascara, a Danessa Myricks eyeliner, all kinds of things. So let's put the makeup on and see how it goes. So I already have primer and foundation on just to save a little bit of time. I use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer that has niacinamide in it, and then also the Catrice True Skin Foundation. So before I go in with concealer, I want to use this product from Glow Recipe. It is their Plump Hyaluronic Gloss Balm. So it's an ultra moisturizing, non-sticky formula that deeply hydrates the lips. It's supposed to give you the shine of a gloss, but the comfort of a balm. And they say you can use it at night as like an overnight lip mask or throughout the day as well. I thought it was going to be like a jelly-like texture, but it's definitely more of like a solid balm in here. It smells good. It's not overly scented by any means, which is a little bit surprising because usually Glow Recipe products are really intensely scented. The only thing about this packaging is I don't know that you would want to like throw it in your purse to bring with you throughout the day because it does come in like a glass container. Maybe if you have a large purse, but I feel like it's kind of heavy. It's a little bit weighted. So it might be something that I just like put at my vanity and use in the morning as I'm getting ready. Like I said, I did pick up the new Natasha Denona HyGlam concealer. It's supposed to be a brightening, hydrating, crease-proof serum concealer. This one has some intense claims. Wow, the packaging feels very luxurious. It's kind of weighted, and then it has like this soft touch cap. So I went with the shade N4. Okay, I like the shape of this doe foot applicator. I was on Ulta's website and I was using their foundation matcher. And based on what I put in, I think it said I should have gone with like N7. But then I looked up the swatches and I thought that was going to be a little bit too dark for me. This actually looks like it will be the perfect shade. It won't be too brightening, but it is just a little bit lighter than my skin tone, which I think could be perfect. Anyway, like I said, I wasn't going to buy this at first. I think I actually talked about it in an anti-haul video because it does have some intense claims. I'm pretty sure this actually has like some skincare benefits or a lot of high quality skincare ingredients mixed into it. Okay, this is going on really nicely. I feel like sometimes with concealer, I almost know immediately. Obviously, you have to see how it wears throughout the day, but some concealers just don't blend out well, or they immediately look heavy or cakey or streaky. This one looks so smooth, like it just melts into the skin in a really natural way. And I do think because I have such a good shade match, that helps too. Honestly, that blended in 2 seconds. I have a little bit of redness right here. I just didn't want to over apply it initially because I wasn't sure how heavy it was going to be, but wow, it looks very pretty, very skin-like. I am going to set it into place. So I actually have a new powder I want to try out. This one's from Colé. I actually picked this up during the VIB sale, but I haven't tried it yet because I've been using a lot of other products. This is their Skin Melt Loose Powder. So I am going to use this to set one side as well as the rest of my face, but I'm also going to use a powder I know works really well to set the other side. That way, if something breaks down, I'll know whether it is the powder or the concealer. So this one is from Haus Labs. It's just the Bio Blurring Loose Setting Powder. The Haus Labs one is perfect if you want something a little bit softer or you want a powder that's great with creams, like cream cheek products, because it doesn't add too much texture to the skin. So I'm just going to use this just directly under my eye because I am going to go in with a cream bronzer and a cream blush. But on the other side, I am going to try out this Colé powder as well as the rest of my face too. I've been wanting to put this to the test. I just haven't had the chance. So this powder looks like it might be, yeah, a little bit brightening and it comes out a little bit faster than the Haus Labs one. So I almost wonder if this one's more ideal for like the baking method. But this really created like a very smooth finish, but it doesn't feel heavy. Like I would say I got the same smooth effect that I get from the Huda Beauty powder, but this one feels lighter on the skin, which is really nice. So I hope it locks my makeup into place because if it can create that smooth finish and lock my makeup into place, like this could be a new go-to for sure. Like I said, I'm just going to set my under eyes and then like the center of my face because I am going to go in with some cream cheek products. I actually picked up a new brow gel the other day when I was at Ulta. I was in there for something else. Oh, the e.l.f. products. And I really want to try this out. I love the NYX Thick It. This isn't like a brand new launch. I think it came out maybe the beginning of this year or earlier last year. It's their brow glue, but they have tinted versions now. So when they originally came out with the brow glue, they only had a clear one and then they launched tinted ones. So I got the shade dark brown. My brows, like since they've gotten a little bit longer because I've been using a serum on them, I do find that sometimes they fall throughout the day. And I remember everyone loving this brow gel. Like when it first came out, it went viral because I believe it actually locks your brows into place so well. I believe it's a little bit sticky. And back when I first tried it, I just didn't need that because my brow hairs would stay in place fine with like a less sticky gel. But now I do notice they kind of fall throughout the day a little bit more, so I thought I would just try this out. I feel like with brow gels like this, you almost have to set them into place afterwards to kind of lock the brows into place. So again, I will go in and fill them in just any sparse areas, but I just want to let that brow gel fully dry while I do my eyeshadow. I am going to do bronzer and blush, but I think I'll wait until after I do my eyeshadow just in case I have to clean up any fallout because there are some really beautiful, intense, like foiled, sparkly metallics in here. So I'm not sure if there is going to be fallout. I'm not sure exactly what type of look I want to do. I do think I'm going to use this green shade on the lower lash line with maybe some green eyeliner. And then on the top, I might keep it kind of neutrally, but I do want to incorporate some of the greens. That's what I love about this palette. I'm going to start with this shade right here and kind of blend that into the crease and then also up as a transition shade. I haven't even swatched this palette yet, so I'm not sure which shades are true mattes, which shades are cream to powders. I mean, obviously I just dipped my brush in. This one feels like a true matte shadow. I'm hoping these colors look good on my skin tone. It's definitely an interesting color story. I do love greens and I love that it is a little bit more colorful than neutral. When I first saw the shades online, I couldn't really tell if it was like a neutral palette with a few pops of color, and I don't have anything quite like this in my collection. If you guys have this palette or you've seen it, what would you compare it to within your existing collection or just with palettes out there in general? Are there any other palettes you've seen that kind of look like this? I would say this is looking maybe just a little bit patchy on my eye, but this eye is probably not the best indicator because I do deal with some dryness right in the crease. So I do think maybe the creamy base would have been more ideal. So I'll definitely try it out a few times on camera with different combinations, different brushes, maybe like I said, a creamy base and see if it makes a difference. But in the end, I think we'll get there. I think I will take this brown in the outer corner just to deepen things up a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with this shade all over the lid and then a little bit of this shade. So I'm just going to pack the shade Flax in the outer corner. I'm not going to worry about blending this one too much because I really just want the depth there. I am going to go over it with a shimmer shadow, so you won't necessarily see this as much. But actually, these two colors together look really pretty. When I saw this online, I just thought it would be a good option to kind of push me out of my comfort zone. I've said this quite a few times lately, but I am trying to get more into colorful eyeshadow. And I love colorful eyeshadow. I think it is so much fun. Okay, that shade was actually really easy to work with. So I am going to go in with this shade all over the lid and then top it with this one. Honestly, when I got this palette, I didn't look too closely into like all of the finishes of the shadows because usually I do love Natasha Denona's shimmers, her mattes. This color is so pretty. But when I actually did purchase it and get it and open it up, I was so pleasantly surprised by the fact that it looks like there are some intense, like sparkling metallics that you don't typically get in her other palettes. I'm just making sure everything is well blended together before I go in with that final shimmer shadow. But these shadows went on really nicely. That first one looked a little bit patchy at first, but again, I think maybe just a creamier base would be more ideal, or even no eyeshadow primer. Sometimes I skip eyeshadow primer altogether these days and just go in with like whatever's left on my foundation or concealer brush. Okay, let's test that really sparkly metallic. I'm just going to use my finger because that is how I apply all of my shimmer shadows, but you could probably use a little bit of glitter glue or you could wet your brush. That's pretty. It's different than I thought it was going to be. I don't know that I would say it's like a complete topper shadow because on its own, it probably does have a little bit of a green base, but it almost adds like the perfect spotlight to the eye. That is a super pretty shadow. I love how it's turning out. I am going to go in and kind of smooth over this area right here with an eyeshadow that's kind of close to my skin tone after I finish my brows and do eyeliner in the lower lash line and everything. So it will come together even more. But for eyeliner, I did pick up this product from Danessa Myricks. It's the Linework Paintbrush Fluid Eyeliner. I'm pretty sure one of you recommended this to me because it was in my Sephora Loves list, and I don't remember adding it to my Loves list when it first launched, but I think it was probably because I was talking about, actually, yeah, I kind of remember asking you guys in a video recently what your favorite liquid liner was when I talked about the newer Urban Decay one, and I'm pretty sure some of you said this one from Danessa Myricks. I cannot talk and do my liquid liner at the same time. So I'll record a clip of me actually applying this and then I'll come back and share my thoughts with you. Okay, I did the other eye and wow, this eyeliner is so easy to use. It is so dark, so dramatic. I think the new Urban Decay liner is not quite as dark as I typically like. I love a really intense, dramatic black liquid liner. So far so good. I hope it will last and not like run or smudge on me by the end of the day, because if that's the case, like this could definitely be my new go-to. I'm just going to go in with the, why do I always forget the name of this? I use it every day. The Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. But that brow gel seems to be working well. My brows are still lifted, locked into place really well. So because this palette doesn't have a shade that I would typically use as like a highlight shade, I'm just taking these two light colors from this Jason Wu palette. It has like a fully, or it's a fully matte palette. And I'm just going to use that to highlight my brow bone and just kind of blend over this area because there is a little bit of patchiness. Like I said, I do deal with dryness, but I think that first shade is maybe just a little bit patchy on the eyes. For the lower lash line, I do want to do something a little bit more intense. So I'm going to go in with this shadow right here and just blend that into the lower lash line. And then I'll probably take an eyeliner in a similar shade and use that on the waterline. Actually, I think this shade would be really pretty in the outer corner of this look as well, if I wanted something a little bit more colorful. I'm going to take a little bit of eyeliner in the waterline and then smudge that out. I'm going to use this one from Urban Decay in the shade Overdrive. It's pretty similar to that shade I have on my lower lash line, and I think this will just intensify it a little more. I think Natasha Denona either launched eyeliners or like eyeliner crayons. I believe there was a shade kind of close to that, but I already have this one from Urban Decay. And then I'm just going to take that brush I was using and just smudge it out so it's a little bit more smoky and intense. I think I'm going to try something different and apply this shade as my inner corner highlight, which I don't normally do. That's kind of out of my comfort zone a little bit, but I feel like that could be potentially fun. We'll see. You know what? I might start with this and then add like a touch of highlighter on top just to brighten it up. I actually don't love that in the inner corner, so I'm just taking my Rare Beauty highlighter, and this one is in the shade Enlighten, which is like the brightest pearly metallic highlighter, and I'm just going to go with that right on top. Okay, that's definitely better. I think like the colorful matte inner corner highlight just isn't for me. I don't mind this side. I like that it has like a touch of color, but I want like that bright shimmer. I have a new mascara to try out. This one's from LIS. I think I've said this before, but I don't think I've ever tried something from them that I haven't fallen in love with. So I'm just excited every time they launch something. I can't wait to try it out. This is their, oh, I like the packaging. Their Lash Confidence Mascara. It's like their typical triangular packaging. It's really cute. It actually says goodbye lash curler, hello confidently curled lashes, which is perfect for me. I've really been loving like a curled lifted look, but I will not use an eyelash curler. I'm too scared of them. This is kind of awkward to hold. Okay, so it is like a triangular shaped cap, which would be fine, but it's also a curved wand. So I really want like the curved side on my eyes, but I don't know why I'm being so awkward. I can't, there we go. I was gonna say I can't, it doesn't feel comfortable in my hand for some reason. So here's what my lashes look like with about 2 coats of the mascara. I'm having a really hard time building it up. It's just a very subtle mascara, which might work well for you if you don't want anything too dramatic or you have really great natural lashes. I do not. I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of the Tower 28 MakeWaves mascara to see if I can save this because I love the eye look and I don't want to apply false lashes, but I do want my natural lashes to be a little bit better. So I will say the LYS mascara, it doesn't look clumpy on the lashes at all, But I don't know, I'm not getting like that lifted curled effect either. And it also got all over my eyelid. The wand's pretty big. I wanted to like it. Like I said, I love LYS Beauty. I haven't tried anything from them that I haven't liked, but I guess maybe this will be the product for me, or the product that just doesn't work for me. I'm even having a hard time layering this Tower 28 mascara on top, which the Tower 28 mascara is my favorite. It always goes on perfectly. But I don't know, the formula of the LYS mascara is very, very wet. So I almost wonder if you need to apply a coat, let it dry completely or almost completely, and then go in with a second coat. I like mascaras that you can just build as you're applying it. I will wear it again and keep trying it out, but it doesn't look good on my lashes. I need something more. So like I said, I did get a new blush from Makeup by Mario. This one is in the shade Barely Blushing. I hope it's not too pink for this look. I feel like it might not be ideal to go with the green eyeshadow, but I'm still going to try it out because I want to see what the formula is like. Before that, I am just going to take a little bit of my Makeup by Mario bronzer. This is the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick, and I have the shade Light. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this, and then I'll go in with the blush on top. So I think I'm going to take the Real Techniques Tapered Cheek Brush and start with this. I'm pretty sure this shade is going to be subtle because like I said, I was watching a couple of videos online where he was applying this to different people, and even like the darkest berry shade looked like it could be sheared out or built up a little bit too. I think it is supposed to be a little bit more of like a subtle blush compared to his blush sticks, which look more dramatic. And he specifically said in his video that you could wear this directly on top of foundation or on top of powder too. But wow, this looks so pretty. It kind of reminds me of the what's that blush I just got in that Sephora Favorites set? I think it was from Rose Inc. It kind of reminds me of that formula. Just very light and natural, but this one's more glowy. It's so pretty. Like it just makes your cheeks look really healthy. I love the way this looks. It's so pretty. It has like just the perfect amount of glow to it, and it looks really natural on the skin. I feel like I probably just found one of my new favorite formulas. I am going to go over everything with just a little bit of powder. I'm using this Sigma Kristen Dominique setting powder brush. I would love to leave things how they are because like I said, there is just like a beautiful glow, but I have to set everything at least lightly or my makeup will slide off. I feel like even if I set it, like that glow will start to come through as well. But wow, that is a gorgeous formula. I think I'll skip highlighter today, so let's move on to the lips. I have two new e.l.f. lip products to try out. They recently either repackaged or redid their lip exfoliators, so they do have some different options now. I went with brown sugar because I feel like that is such a classic. You know what, this packaging kind of looks like the packaging they had in the Cookies and Dreams collab because they did have like a cookies and cream exfoliator. This smells so good. It actually feels a little bit different. I feel like the lip exfoliators in their old packaging always felt kind of hard. They definitely exfoliated the lips, but they almost dried out quickly. And sometimes they came like that. Whereas this formula is very soft. So you can see like the actual sugar on my lips. And I'm just going to use my finger to exfoliate. I'm just going to line my lips with this ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Cool BFF. This is like my go-to lip liner when I'm doing a slightly cooler toned look or I want a cooler lip. And then my favorite for like warmer toned looks is just the shade BFF. I just filled them in a little bit. I'm going to try out this new lip balm from e.l.f. I don't know if this has a ton of color to it, so I might end up taking it off and adding lipstick underneath, but this is the new Squeeze Me lip balm. A lot of people said this is a replacement for the Ride or Die lip balms, and I know people loved those, but I always felt like they were a little bit difficult to get out of the tube and onto the lips, and they were almost a little too pigmented for me. I definitely prefer something a little less intense. So we'll see what this one looks like. This one is Grape. Ooh, it definitely has a grape scent. They have a few different options, but when I went to Ulta, they were literally all sold out except for the grape one. This definitely feels different than their Ride or Die formula. What does it say? It says it provides a sheer kiss of color and it's infused with hyaluronic acid, shea butter, goji berry. It's a lightweight balm that locks in moisture. It feels like a lip gloss, whereas the Ride or Die lip balms felt like very thick, almost like overnight lip treatments. There's definitely a hint of color with this one. Yeah, it has like almost a pinky purple tint to it, but it's not too intense. It's really pretty on the lips. It's not overly glossy. It feels and looks a little bit more balmy than glossy. So I do think this could be a really great thing to throw in your purse or just have on hand because it does feel good. It feels very smooth on the lips as well. And I like that it has a hint of color without being over the top. Okay, so here is the final look. I feel like I tried so many good products today and I'm excited about a lot of these. I'll come back in a few weeks and do some updates and let you know if I change my mind or if the products, don't wear well with everything. But so far, so good for the most part. I definitely love the eyeshadow palette. I think it's really interesting, so much fun. I just know I'm going to have a lot of fun creating different looks using this. I'll definitely do another video using this very soon, maybe something a little bit more neutral, but I love the green eyeshadow. I think it's so much fun. This Makeup by Mario blush is gorgeous. I already want to pick up a new shade, but I'm going to wear this one for another couple weeks just to make sure that I truly love it before buying another one. The powder is really nice. My skin does look a little bit glowy, so I almost feel like by the end of the day, maybe I'll look like full on oily, but I'll keep you posted on this. I need to do like a full day wear test and try it with a couple of other foundations. The concealer is gorgeous. I'm excited to see how this wears too. If the eyeliner doesn't smudge on me, then that is going to be my new favorite. And I'm really liking this NYX Brow Gel as well. The only thing that didn't work for me was the LYS mascara, but I need to try this a few more times. Maybe I just had like an awkward experience holding it. The brush is pretty big, but we'll see. I usually want a little bit more drama. So far so good on the e.l.f. lip products, and I think that was pretty much everything I tried in today's video. So, like I said, stay tuned. I'll share some updates in a few weeks once I try the products out a little bit more thoroughly, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back very soon with a new video. Bye.